Where are we, little patient?
Hey guys.
Alright, so this little one decided
Not me, these little ones.
These little ones decided they wanted to go into preterm labor, so
29 weeks, 3 days.
We are here because Heather was in a lot of pain, and now she is chilling here with her morphine / epidural that she received.
Oh, I got a lot of stuff in me. My voice is like gone.
There's my bed. Holla at me, 4 seasons.
Yeah, a lot has happened in the past day. I'm gonna let my voice recover because for some reason it's gone. Probably because I was heavy breathing like an animal. I had a 10 out of 10 pain, I told them.
Hello, sugar.
Hi, do I look like $1 million?
You look like $3 million. Look at this.
Oh, please don't. Spare the people. Okay, everybody, this is the antithesis of the birth vlog that I thought I would be filming. We are 29 weeks and 4 days, and we are delivering these babies today. Right now we're prepping for my OB to come in and remove my cerclage, since I am having wild contractions and it is going to rip my cerclage if we don't get it out, and she anticipates pretty soon after that it's going to be dilated and we're going to move into the OR to do a C-section. Just yesterday morning we had a growth scan and everything looked fabulous. Baby girl went from 2% to 11%. Baby boy did go from 23% to 13%, but they said it could have been a little off on the measurements because he was so curled up. They're both allegedly weighing 2 pounds, 12 ounces, so we'll see what they come out as. I know I'm smiling. That's because I can't cry about it anymore. Just trusting this is all part of the plan because it's really scary to be delivering babies at 29 weeks, especially when they're already so small. But we have a really good NICU team here and doctors, and we're just praying that everything is going to be okay. So I'm just lounging here in my cot. There's the patient, keeping a good eye on her. There's her little toes. Wiggle the toes. So now we just wait. Took out that cerclage, so we're gonna see if that does anything. Maybe that reduced the irritation, so the contractions might slow down, or maybe it just keeps going, and then we've got some babies coming soon. Right, here we go. Day 4. Heather got her shower in. Finally.
She's got her sleep shirt on. Just ordered her lunch. What else has been going on? Her overnight.
Here's the update. Yeah. So originally we thought maybe I'd be going home today.
Today is in Saturday.
Yes, we came in Wednesday night. Today's Saturday. And yesterday on Friday, I had some of the nurses tell me that I would probably be here till I deliver. Some were saying like maybe another week. And then some were saying I'd go home like today, Saturday. And then the doctor came in today and said, I'm for sure not going home today, maybe tomorrow. So that's where we're at right now. I'm also on medicine for some, to stop any contractions, because I was having some contractions this morning, but nothing like painful. Okay, I am gonna try to do this story time now. It is Saturday afternoon, so this is like day 4 in the hospital. Alec ran home to go check on the cats. So much has happened, and I feel really tired. Like, I'm so emotionally exhausted, but I want to like explain what's happened while it's still fresh enough. I've written like everything down, specifically just like that first day, because so much happened. So I'm just going to get into it. So Wednesday night at like 9 p.m. I was just laying in bed, and in like my lower left abdomen I started having this pain, and it was like getting really bad to the point where I was like moaning like ouch, and Alec was like out on the loft or something doing something. And so I finally called him in. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this does not feel like anything I felt before. And then we were trying to like look it up, and I'm like, this is not round ligament pain, because there's no way that like this is a common feeling. Like, I'm in so much pain. So he ended up calling the labor and delivery ER and explained what was happening. And at that point I was like really not doing well. I was going like 0 to 60. I started getting like the shakes. Then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I feel so nauseous. So the ER said to come in because they didn't know what was going on. And I'm glad I did, because we were about like 20 minutes or so from the hospital. And by the time we got here, I was sitting in the lobby of the hospital, like absolutely like yelling in pain. I'm like, help, please help me, please help me. So Alec is trying to check me in. I mean, they can't just literally wheel me back without any information. So it felt like 700 hours I was sitting there. Finally, someone came and brought me up. And at that point, I mean, I'm like literally so beside myself in pain. And I have a very high pain tolerance. Like, I am a tough cookie. They get me into a room and there's like 5 or 6 people all around me at this point, and I am yelling. I am like literally like, help me, please help me. I'm in so much pain. I can't even move. Like, I couldn't even get myself out of the wheelchair. Like, any movement felt like my insides were like ripping. And the thing is, I did not think it was contractions because they were not like an ebbing and flowing like I thought contractions were. It was just constant. The pain never ever let up. It only just got worse, and there was never like a wave of pain. So now we're in labor and delivery ward or something. All truly a blur. I like blacked out, not actually, but like as far as what happened. And Alec is just like, you know, panicked. I'm yelling at him, like looking at him in the eyes, like, please help me. So they got like an IV in as quick as they could, started putting fluid in me, taking all my vitals. They gave me fentanyl for my pain because I was like absolutely beyond myself. Then they like did an ultrasound, they're checking the babies. Then they do like a physical exam. I'm trying to like yell out anything that they need to know. Like, I have a cerclage. Like, I literally don't remember. The worst, absolute worst though is I said something to them like, I have a really full bladder or something. I don't know why I said that, but they're like, okay, well, we need to get you a catheter. If you've ever had a catheter, you like don't get those put in unless you're under some sort of intense pain medicine. There's like literally 6 people like around me doing stuff, and I'm screaming, and they try to put the catheter in, and I absolutely screaming at the top of my lungs that I can't. And I looked at Alec, I'm like, I can't do this, help. He had to like leave the room because it was getting so intense. So they're doing all this stuff on me, trying to figure out what's going on, strap me up to monitors. I'm having serious contractions. I'm in full-on preterm labor, like minute apart, like big contractions. So they give me Toradol to try to slow contractions, and I'm still in a ton of pain. And in order to stop contractions too, they do a magnesium drip, which if you ever had one of those, they're so awful. They make you feel really like you have the flu and like so hot. And because my contractions and pain was so intense, they did like, I think it was like 4 grams in 20 minutes, which is a ton. So they're like, brace yourself, sorry. And honestly, looking back, like, I'm glad all this really awful, painful stuff happened in the throes of everything, because I was so beside myself that like it really didn't matter. Everything was just awful. So they did that. I felt like I was on fire, so they got me like ice rags for like my body and my face. I think at that point, fentanyl was fully like wearing off because it had been like 45 minutes at least. So the pain is coming back. I was just literally trying to like lay there and zone out instead of screaming. So then they also gave me a steroid shot in my butt cheek for babies' lung growth, because they, you know, were prepping for them to be coming out at the rate we were going. Then I think once the magnesium drip was done, they gave me a morphine shot in my other cheek, and that did nothing. Literally, they were like, this should hold you over for about 6 hours. It did not do a single thing. That's how much pain I was in. They gave it like 20-30 minutes and nothing changed, and I'm like, please help me. So they were like, okay, we need to get an epidural in because this is not working. So also in the meantime, I have like IV drip going. Then once they did the intense magnesium drip, they did like a slow magnesium drip. So the magnesium stayed in for like at least 24 hours, just a slower drip. And then they had to do all these tests on me too. So all this is going on. They took like a bunch of vials of blood to see if there was something going on. I had to do a COVID test while I was laying there, and they needed to test me for things like the group B strep in case I was going to like deliver babies. They just didn't know if I was going to be like negative or positive, so then they put me on a bag of penicillin. All those tests, COVID or GBS, everything came back negative, so I didn't have to do a second bag of penicillin. And so they finally got a epidural in. It was literally, I don't know why people are so scared of epidurals. It was not bad. Like, I've had a spinal tap now and an epidural, and it's like literally like 4 seconds where you're like, ow, ow, ow. And all of a sudden I was much better after that pain-wise. But another thing that they then realized when my blood test came back, that my white blood cell count was really high. And I was starting to like just about have a fever. My pulse was really high. So then they thought I had an infection. And they thought that's maybe what was causing the contractions. Like there was some sort of, not like a bladder infection, like something like in my uterus. And that's what was causing me to go into labor. So then for like the next 12 hours, they kept me on the non-stress testing. So they're like watching both babies' heartbeats, which at no point this entire time have the babies gone into any kind of distress, which is amazing because I was certainly in distress to say the least. They were totally fine. They were watching me and my contractions, and for about 12 hours I was having very consistent contractions. They were still giving me medicine to try to slow the contractions, and that was not working. So about 12 hours later would have put us around like 10 or 11 a.m. on Thursday, and the doctor came in and talked to me about having to potentially remove my cerclage, and that they think that could be the issue, that my body thinks it's kind of like a foreign body, and my body started to go into contractions and the cerclage stopped it, and they kind of started like fighting each other. But I was like, oh, I'm just so apprehensive to remove the cerclage because we don't know if then that's it and I'm gonna like have the babies. But they were saying, at this point it's not like even doing a ton. So we left it for a little bit to see how my body was doing. A couple hours went by, nothing changed. So they came back and they were like, okay, we need to talk to you and tell you that we need to remove the cerclage, and you need to get these babies out today. Like, you are fully in labor. It's been like 12, 14 hours. Nothing has slowed down. If it was going to, we would have been able to do that by now. So I had to like sign waivers to say, yes, you can remove the cerclage, and yes, we will go have our C-section after that. They had the head of the NICU come in and talk to us for a while, and then some other people from NICU came for like an hour and talked to us, and we asked a bunch of questions and planned for how it was gonna go and how many people would be in there, and they like got the babies' names and they set up beds for them ready to go in the NICU. Like, they told us we wouldn't be able to hold them for 72 hours. They'd be in like an incubator and we could like hold their hands. And the worst part was we weren't anticipating that it was gonna be a C-section. So Alec actually ran home to go like get some stuff just because we realized we'd be there for a while. So while he was gone, they came in and talked to me. So I like called him crying that I was going to be having a C-section, and then like he started crying. So we're like on the phone. It was just like horrible. Like, I'll never forget that feeling. About 12 hours after they gave me the steroid shot, they actually usually wait 24 hours and then do a second one. They gave me my second one about 12 hours after because they were fully prepping for C-section. So they wanted to try to get 2 doses in as much as they could. So they were all ready to go. My doctor had to go do another C-section and came back, and they like fully prepped me for a C-section, like disinfected like my body, got everything ready to go. We were all ready to get wheeled over. So they removed my cerclage in my labor and delivery room and said they'll give it like 15 minutes, see what my body does, and then we'll go have a C-section. So we were just waiting and praying and just like fully unprepared emotionally for what was about to happen. And then all of a sudden, everything started to go down. My contractions stopped being consistent. My pain levels went down. My heart rate went down. Like, everything really slowed once they removed the cerclage. And so they're like, okay, well, let's wait, give it 15 minutes, give it 45 minutes, let's give it an hour. Okay, let's give it one more hour. And it just all slowed. So we're like, okay, well, let's wait until this evening, like see if, we're still planning to do a C-section. We'll do it this evening. We're thinking this is still gonna need to happen. And ta-da, here we are. It was such a whirlwind of emotions. It was just really weird. It was really hard. We were really not prepared for it. And then we got ourselves really prepared as much as we could. And then it was like, oh wait, we're not gonna need to be having our babies at 29 weeks and 3 days. But then it was like, okay, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Like, so we've just been in like this limbo, and I've been being monitored. They stopped the epidural at that point to kind of see how my pain management was with the contractions that I was having. And I was fine. I mean, I could definitely feel them, but it wasn't like anything like the night before. It wasn't actually painful. I could just feel like my belly tightening. Yeah, it was just crazy. At this point now, so I came in Wednesday night. Thursday, it was gonna be like baby delivery day. Friday, everything started to look just really stable. And then like halfway through the day, they stopped doing continuous monitoring, and like slowly one by one, you know, more and more wires were able to come off my IVs. The epidural tube, they finally took that out of my spine after like 48 hours, which felt real good. I had like a pulse thing taped to like my toes, my blood pressure cuff. I had IVs in both arms, so we got one of them out. I still have one in. However, even though last night I was like, I feel good, it was like, okay, well, I have to remember that literally all of this has happened within 48 hours. So even though I feel okay, like they're not just gonna be like, great, you can go home. I might be going home tomorrow on Sunday. I am still taking a dose of it's called Indocin, and it's to slow contractions. That is what's been happening. I hope I said everything I wanted to say. It's been really super duper blurry and fast and dramatic and emotional for sure. So I wanted to try to talk this all out while it was fresh enough. My gosh, thank you guys so much for all your messages. I have hundreds of messages I haven't even been able to touch yet. It's like overwhelming just how many people care and want to reach out and say that they're thinking and praying for us. Thank you guys so much for watching and for caring so much. I can't believe how much has happened this pregnancy. This has just been crazy. So who knows, this could just have been a fluke, and I will carry these babies all the way till term, or my water could break in 20 minutes, like hour by hour over here. So we're going home. It's Sunday afternoon. They're monitoring baby's heartbeats one more time. I'm not any more dilated. I'm not having contractions, so no reason to think I'm in labor, and I just know what to look for, and we'll come back in if something changes, but I can go home.